Right. Let me know. Let me know. Yeah. That's all. In a second, guys. Jump in there, Fabe, if you can, and then I'll just need to go and get a cloth to wipe down my table. Other than that, we're all good. Then it should come up. If you click that link, then I should be able to invite you in. We going with yeah, exactly. Yeah. No problem. I need to wipe this down. Bear with. And there's no hassle. It's all good. It's just you know what I mean. Let me guitar in the sun back. I just tuned it again yesterday. Right, give me a minute. With me, baby. I just need to wipe this down. I just thought if I'm going to be doing a little stream and chatting, I'll just clean up a little bit. And that plus, I'm full of energy today. I am full of energy this morning. Yeah, I left it out in the sun just for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And I just realised, I put it out there and I'm thinking it's not going to sound good now. And I tuned it up yesterday. Honestly, it took me another 15 minutes last night. Fast. I'm going to have a cold drink in the fridge. I'm going to take out, have a cup of tea there, and I'm going to roll a joint while we're chin wagging. There we go. My little smoke table, yeah. No one else's smoke table is fish more. It's my little smoke table. And I charged my phone, Fable, as well. I charged my phone. There's nothing to be uncomfortable about. Nothing wrong with two lads having a chat. If we were out of our face on ease or crack, we'd probably be the best of friends. Oh, you sound, you were, I swear to God. So why can't we do it when we're normal? Well, somewhat normal. Did he tell you rehab, tidy bed, tidy head? Jill and Rab, what's happening? Fuck me, it's hot in here. Got me little book, my little MA book. Everybody, sorry guys, now if you can't see the chat, hold on guys, there's been loads. 1 second. Tracks music. You know, Tracks music is in here. Jill and I. Richard's in here. Show on stage. Everybody's in here. Show on stage. You know. I can use this as my now. Bear with me. I'm just gonna light a few incense sticks, you know, in the garden and all that. And I've got the music on, and the sun is out. Just to be pleasant for the neighbours, you know. Get a bit of I'm the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, and the Spirit. Right, one moment, please. We said give me a minute, please. Stop rushing me. Now, all you who are putting comments in, guys, it's very hard. You can't see them unless I click the button. Tracks music, welcome back in. I haven't seen you in a while. Right. Now, I'm sweating my tits off, Fable, so, but it's all good. Anytime, you can just click the link. But anyway, I got my new medical today, guys. I'm just going to show you quickly. That's the way it comes. Thermosis T22. And I'm going to put up a post later, guys. Get rid of that little tramp. There we go. Straight from the pharmacy. It's bleeding piping hot in here, bro. I swear to fuck. What the fuck, man? We're drying out shit. You'd get toasted. Yeah, good morning. Let me just quickly check. Where's me? Nerd. You're the one with a big fucking nerdy face, you freak. Punch the face, are you? You're hiding behind a little. Yes, Tracks. Jesus, I haven't seen in a long time. What's going down? Oh, sorry, guests. Here's Fable now. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, sir.
Yes, hey, how you doing, Finn?
How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Can you hear me or?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. One second. Yeah, I can hear you fine. All's good.
Sick, man.
Now, I'm just about to check. Good morning to you. I'm just about to check if it's that 20 minutes in the sun did anything.
Man, that's the funny thing. I couldn't even play along because I'm playing.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm playing like super low tunings because my voice is deep, so I tune my guitar really low so I can sing higher. It's like a trick.
Yeah, right. Well, see, I have the opposite. I have the voice of a 12-year-old schoolgirl that got the wrong lunchbox, and so I'm trying to make it a little bit lower, you know.
Trying to go.
Yeah, no, I'm going to. Yeah, well, one moment. Let me talk to you properly. One moment. Put that way. Because I'm going to roll a doobie. This is the perfect time to chill and smoke. So, first of all, I want you to tell me: have you ever? Because these are things that can interest me and interest the wider audience. Have you ever been to treatment centre?
Not exactly. No, not exactly. Because my health had declined so much in such a short period of time. I felt like I didn't really have a choice but to stop. Well, I stopped doing drugs
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
But basically, well, so when I went to go see a doctor and all these different things, they were telling me like I have like a slight like heart thing, which is like, I don't know. They said it's not really a problem or anything like that, but pretty much most people who are consistent drug users, they've got like swelling or like the early stages
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like cardiomyopathy and various things going on.
Cardiovascular disease. Yes, I was diagnosed with it in 2014. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
And so, yeah, so
Oh,
when you're having thousands of palpitations every day and you're just like falling into panic attacks consistently and all these different things, and you can't tell what's causing what, it was just one of those things
uh-huh.
where like I've got no choice. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have to. And the thing is,
Uh-huh.
it was just before COVID as well when I quit doing drugs, and so
Really?
I had, yeah. So I had all this time basically just in my house on my own. Do you know what I mean? And the funny thing about that was that like it was the perfect thing for me, but it was the worst thing for me because like, you know, when you're sitting there on furlough, do you know what I mean, and you've got nothing to do, it's like, what do you do with your time? You know what I mean? You can, you know, I could have just, I could have sat there every day sniffing drugs. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, because I wasn't going out and seeing anybody and being around that, I felt like I was able to just be like, all right, I'm just going to pick up my guitar. I'm just going to play some video games. I'm just going to do whatever I can to distract myself. And that was essentially what I did for about 3 months. And then when the lockdown settled, my friends, who I've just recently gotten back in touch with again, they didn't let me go back to drugs. They wouldn't let me touch it, you know. I did drink like a fucking fish though. I drank like a fish
Yeah,
for
yeah.
3 years.
Well, it's the lesser of the evils for a short period of time, you know, I would say. You know. Well, congratulations on getting to the point of realization and awareness to where no one else is going to come up to you in your ear and say, you're going to die of a heart attack. You're going to die at 45 of a heart attack. To come the day where as a big boy has to come around and go, yeah, like you're doing this to yourself. You understand?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, that's the thing, man. I mean, you know, we all value our lives. You know, a lot of the
Yeah,
time we don't know. You know, when we're in it. You know what I mean? Which is difficult. You know, sometimes you feel
yeah,
so reckless when you're on drugs. You know what I mean? Like especially if you're in a bad
yeah,
headspace.
yeah. No, you're dead right. Like, so the reason why I say that is because I went to rehab in 2017, right? And I got 3 years clean, but I ended up relapsing again because of heartache, right? Because of a breakup, right? So I got the clean time, and when I moved into a dry house in 2017 to 2018, and so I had accomplished what we're doing now. But well, now, like, and now I'm on the rebound yet again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
there's a
so
tug
I
of
just,
war inside your brain.
yeah. Well, you have a good group of friends, I tell you, for not pushing drugs or trying to make you peer pressured or say, we like the old you were funnier and stuff like that. I
Oh,
hate that.
come on.
Even my own girlfriend says that to me. She says,
Really?
yeah, well, she doesn't realise what she's saying, but she'll say to me, like, you know, and I'll say, fucking man, what, you want me to come home pissed then? Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But,
Yeah, this is the
but it's
thing though.
just them adjusting.
The thing is though, man, your health, you know, mate, and your mental well-being is so much more important than you being like the life of the party. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
But when you're
and
hard,
obviously,
sorry, when you're young, it's hard. How old are you, Fable? Sorry.
huh?
Are you, are you my age, 25, 24, or?
I'm 30 now.
Okay, right. So I at least when I say a few things, I'm a little bit older. What I mean is, a lot can happen in 6 years. Like when I was 30, I was not living this life I'm living today. I swear to God, it was not. You know. So a lot can happen. A lot of positives can happen. I swear.
Yeah, yeah. So, what do you do like on a daily basis to keep yourself sort of in the right headspace? Because I
No,
mean,
go
you must.
continue. I'm gonna roll.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna use some of this. Um, I don't do as much as I should, Fable, if I'm honest. I don't do as much as I should because my mother taught me that way. You know, she always said, I don't care if you're chilled and you're off the weed and you're not walking, but she'll say, you know, life is more than that. You have to kind of do something. So,
Hmm.
to cut a very long story short, being a dad is hard. Like you're being a stepdad that stays at home. A lot of lads go out and they do that 50 hours. They know what that's like. Sometimes this is easy. I'm chilling here. I'm enjoying myself. But what I mean is, a lot of my time is taken up by looking after the house and the kids now, which is good. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know what I do without that now. I really
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. It keeps your mind busy, doesn't it? Do you know what
So,
I'm saying? And also as well, like it's a grand purpose to have in your life. You know, to have a family. You know, um,
exactly.
do you know what I mean? And they become your priority. You know.
Exactly. And what does every drug addict want? Some
Hmm.
sort of responsibility and validation, and you know what I mean? And I have that now. Like I had the sweetest moment with the daughter last night. And they're the times I mean it. Sometimes I'll talk forever because you, you naturally feel warmth. Like she looked at me a way that she never looked at me last night, as if she was growing
Yeah.
up in front of me. Because she was like,
Oh.
you know, she was like, she goes, maybe I should just wear a vest tonight because she always wants to wear pajamas, but it's too hot.
Yeah.
So she
Right.
said, you know what? I think I'll just wear a vest tonight, you know. And
Yeah.
I was thinking, geez, she's learning, you
Yeah.
know.
He's
And it was
growing. Yeah.
amazing. It really was amazing.
That's
So,
crazy. It must be fucking nuts. Like I've never
so
really had the. I've had the privilege of watching my nephews grow up, but like it's never like right in front of your eyes in that way all the time. You know, like
yeah,
my oldest my oldest nephew is like 15, 16 now, um, and he's like
wow,
way more switched on than I was at his age because he's like saying things like, oh, you know, I should do cooking class, shouldn't I? And you know, I should go and get a part-time job and all these different things, you know. And like, when I was his age, I was a thieving little cunt. Do you know what I mean? I was out on the street stealing things to, you know. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Well done, Richard. Well done, Hammy. There's loads of chat coming in, Fable. Trying to keep up with them. Everyone's saying well done.
Yeah.
Um, and the reason why, honestly, I want to, I want to learn about you. I've been talking online for a year, and everyone kind of knows my story in and out. So this is about you
Well,
today. So you know, because you were upset not too long ago, and I hate that. That hurts my heart. It hurts my heart because that just doesn't go away. Like you're not just magically. I understand that that's still there, but you're just coping with it in a different way.
mm,
You know, and I really want to get to know you more, and I want you to not learn to love yourself, Bible, to
yeah.
learn to love yourself, like to
I
honestly,
think,
because you're probably everything self doubt, you know.
yeah. I mean, the funny thing is that you know, it's
Spend-
like the turnaround in the last 3 weeks has been crazy. You know what I mean? Because it's taken this community to teach me how to love myself. Do you know what I mean? I know that sounds. I don't know how that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to say because people have been so
no, I
kind
do
and so.
know, I do know, I do.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
they
when
have no further.
when
They
people are
have
telling
been.
you
I'm
that.
sorry to interrupt you. I'm excited, like, but people do. I'm a nobody. I just got to know Jude, and Jude
Mm,
took a while to come around because he think what you know. He's thinking what does he have to gain off me? He's in it for something. I
mhm.
have nothing other to gain that. Jude makes me feel good about myself. That's what it
Yeah.
is. It really is. And even on his bad days, you know, and that's and a bit of love
Hmm.
I felt. And now it's me for more. You know,
Oh,
my
I think
internet, my
yeah, you're
internet.
connected for a second then.
So
Oh.
so so tell me, how do you keep yourself busy then on a normal day, on an average day?
Hmm. Pardon?
Like, tell me how you keep yourself busy on an average day.
Uh, Jesus. Well, this is the
Like,
thing. I mean, I've not got too much going on my day-to-day basis. Like the whole reason I started going on that, I went on that hike um, about a month ago, just over a month ago. I set off on like a Welsh coast hike because my life just had zero purpose, zero meaning. I was suicidal. And I just thought to myself, like, I'm going to make this YouTube channel. I'm going to go for this walk because I want a sense of purpose in my life. I need something. And I was thinking in my head at the time, like, this is like my last ditch attempt at like turning my life around and all this stuff. And then like and then obviously I injured my foot, and then I was sitting in my tent, and I was thinking to myself, like, man, I legit like just want to throw my phone in the bin and just jump in front of a train right now. And I said goodbye to all my family members and all this stuff, and like the next thing, and then luckily I passed out again in my tent, and then woke up to the police being there. So my biggest fear was when I came home, I was going to be back at home not knowing how to deal with these problems, you know what I'm saying, and not knowing how to deal with a lack of purpose, and like not being able to fill up. Pardon?
I said, I'm really sorry, my internet went there. I just didn't want you to think I wasn't listening.
That's all right.
I was listening. You said you wanted to, the police came. That's when I heard the police came.
Yeah. The police turned up, and then they sort of talked me out of my headspace at the time, and then they were just like, look, man, you know, get yourself home, you know, go and see your family and all this stuff. But I was just like, as soon as I go home, I'm going to be sat there with nothing to do. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, sure, I can do chores, and you know, I can play guitar and all of these different things, and I can find another job, but it isn't going to fix the things that are going on internally. You know what I'm saying? And so I ended up just thinking, well, I'm just going to get myself back on YouTube and try and do something. And then but I feel like this is God ordained, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like,
bro, I can see it in you. You feel just like me, bro.
Yeah.
I wake up every day and I go, how did I make me do it? And how do I have all these friends and comments? And you know, I really don't know. I don't know. I was only 3 months into my journey, and I see that in you. I see a little bit of hope in you, you know, because the world is fucking black and dark, but it's also bright too, you know.
Yeah. But this is it. I mean, what made us sign in? What made you sign in that day and say, oh, I just come across Jude? Do you know what I'm saying? What made me sign in that day and come across you?
Yeah, you know? Well, Jude, right, I did it because I was lonely, but I when I found Jude, I automatically got connected because he was a drug addict and a dog. But now I've met so many other people on here that treat me like a human being. They don't treat me like the addict or, oh, how hard are you, went like that. They treat me on, you know, just like you would wish that you'd walk down the road and you'd bump into people in the park. If you did that in the park now, people would think you're a fucking weirdo. Walk over to say hi, I just want to make friends. You know what I mean? But like on here, it just makes it a little bit easier for us to take that control.
That's true. I feel like a lot of that's down to people just being proactive, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't find that on the street. Most people live in their everyday lives. They can't relate to us. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't know what it's like to be us.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, if they can't relate to us, then they're not gonna know how to treat us. Do you know what I'm
saying? Yeah. And may I ask you another thing? What was your drug of choice? Like, what was the one that was doing the most damage?
I think I was very much addicted to the lifestyle of just getting fucked up in general. But
session head, I call them.
Pardon?
Session head. That's what I call it. Someone who never wants to leave the session.
Big time. Yeah, 2 or 3 times a week. But cocaine was definitely my drug of choice. I absolutely, because of I had, like, growing up as a kid, I had like social anxiety and all these different things. I had fuck all confidence. And so when I was 15, 16 and I discovered stimulants for the first time, I just feeling like, wow, dude, I feel confident and fulfilled, and you know, and all of these different emotions on this thing that I had just, you know. There's a song called Paradise is Under Your Nose, and I fucking believe that shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, even now, like, I still remember how much cocaine worked. Do you know what I mean?
I know. And this is the hard thing, because, you know, honestly, for the people who are listening, because there's loads of people listening who might not be dabbling, but they might know. Like, it's so hard to know that it's going on every day of the week, and you can never do it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's so fucking hard. Like, what do you mean I can never do crack again? What do you mean? There's loads of it out there. People do it all the time, but I can't. You know?
It's just one of those things. And there's no high. There's nothing better than doing a bit of coke. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I never got into doing crack. I tried it a couple of times, and I remember thinking to myself, like, this is a fucking powerful hit. But I just remember thinking at the time, like, I would rather sniff it and spread it out across the night than smoke it. But at the same time, I also found the initial high of crack to be too overwhelming for me. Do you know what I mean? Because when you go from sniffing lines to doing crack, it's like, like you just get hit with it. Strong, man.
No, you're right. And do you know what, Fable? Nothing you say is anything that I haven't, and we haven't, not just me. Every addict has a similar story, but with differences. We all live it, but they're all the same. Like, there's no one, just because you sniff 27 ounces and I sniff 19, does that mean you're like all damaging? And it's all connected to these little tiny chemicals that release in the brain, you know. And when someone with
Yeah,
right? What's the best thing probably for someone to do? Oh, big fat line of coke, and you think, yep, I'm one of the boys now.
that's true.
But all the ones that had their emotions in check and they're maybe a more stable family, they did it, and then they woke up the next day and moved on to other things, football, with their girlfriend, days out, golf. I was back on the packet the next day because it was the only way we could be self-validated, you know. So yeah, you know, there is always learning, and like what you're doing right now is what you do, what all of us would do in a counselor's room, and you'd probably get less feedback. But I'd love to say to them, so do you know what it's like to sniff coke for 15 years and get your man's gap shot up and all that? And you go, oh no, oh no, I'm just taking
Exactly.
15. And I'm like, oh, like, do you know what I mean? So, but there's a lot of people on here that are giving you lots of good comments, and they want to get to know the real Fable. Not just you. We all. But you put yourself out there. You said, I want to come on. I want to talk.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and it's growth. You know, I look at a big smile on your face. I love it. Come on,
dude. I was just about to say my channel is called Fighting for a Better Life, right? And then I came on here, and then you started calling me Fable, and I was like, yo, and then all of a sudden it just like took off and everyone started calling me Fable. And I'll tell you what, bro, like I've always wanted a nickname, and I've always wanted to be like just included. Like even when I'm like with my friends who like, you know, I grew up with and all these different things, like there are times where I feel like I could be around so many different people and still feel all alone. Do you know what I'm saying? But with you guys, I feel understood and connected. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is crazy considering we've never even met each other. You know what I mean?
exactly, and that's why I think it's a genuine thing, because I've never met anybody off here. I've not. Honestly, I get more messages off them than I do family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And honestly, so now I have a friend that's going to pop on Aztec Media, and he's a medical cannabis patient, and he's one of us. And he just said to me, "I'm free. Could I pop in?" So he might, he may not, but I didn't want you to feel uncomfortable.
Nah, bring him on, bro. Bring him on.
So, and I want to ask you another thing, right? Is because people know where I live and my story and all that. Do you live with parents, or do you live with a brother, or do you rent your own flat? Do you, like, you know, how's your living arrangements?
I've escaped the nest 3 times in my life, but every time I've always come home, man. Do you know what I mean? I just can't afford it on my own, you know.
Yeah.
So it just, you know, and especially when you've got a fucking habit as well, it's just impossible. So I came home, and I'm living with my mum and my sister at the minute, which, you know, it's great to have them around, but at the same time, we are very different people. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas I'm very much ingrained in, you know, I don't really like to pick a political allegiance necessarily, because my belief system is, because just like everyone else, our belief systems are sort of, you know, we've got things that we believe in from the left and the right, but I very much believe in maintaining our culture. I very much believe in, you know, British people first, British people building industries and all these different things. You know, I've got all of these theories about, like, you know, what the EU were doing, and the you know, the World Economic Forum and all this stuff. And sometimes I'll be sitting there going on about this stuff, and I can just see it in their heads. You know, the cogs are turning, and they're getting angry and fed up with me. Do you know what I mean? And then they snap, and then I snap, and then it's just like, why don't you want to understand what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but you know what, Fable? That seems like you might be speaking academically, and that's what debates are all about. And you know, that might be one of your qualities. You might need to go to college and put into a room where people understand that type of language. You know what I mean? Because not all of us, like, I'm not trying to say, but some people are quick, you know. Differently. Some people are freaked into. Aztec, if you're in the Aztec, I have you. I have the link up there, Aztec. If you want to jump in.
Jump in,
Sorry,
Aztec, bro.
sorry, Fable. Yeah, interesting. I think interesting. One addict to another. Another man that's in his 40s, and that I had to go home 3 or 4 times myself. And there's no going back home now. Because it's not. So, we have another thing in common.
Yeah.
And where you were, I'm an hour away from you, so I know the prices. Same rent for you, it's the same rent for me.
Yeah. I think it's about well, I think because we're in Flitwick, we're like 45 minutes away from North London, and so I feel like the landlords around these ways, they've gone, oh, that's a great, we can fucking, we can squeeze. It should be worth about 800, 900 pound a month for rent, but it's about 1,200 around these ways. It's cheeky as fuck, man, and it shouldn't be. It's because it's, you know what I mean. It's just landlords looking at an area and going, oh yeah, that must mean it's worth this much. When in reality, it's not, because and a lot of the time they're just like little flat type things. They're not. It's not like proper. You know what I mean? It's not. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you're not getting, like, I don't think for 1,200 quid you're not getting what it's worth. Do you know what I mean?
No one's been paying 3/4 of their wages on rent. Like I have a small, I have a studio flat on the top floor of a house, right? This house is going to stick two at the back and 4 in the house, right? Sorry, 1, 2, 3, but so 3, put into 3, right? And I'm in the office, right? So I have one window, one window in the kitchen. And the kitchen put doors, you can stick this thing at the floor and build a tiny separate bathroom, right? So technically, it's a 3-bedroom flat, 3 flat, but it's not. It's all in one, and then there's a tiny kitchen and a tiny bathroom. And it was 595, right? It was 595. I was there for 1 year, and then we put it up to 800.
Ooh, bloody hell!
Like, and I spend most of my time living here with my missus.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, but I have to fucking private now. I don't get council. I'm private. And you know what, bro? The bloke we had a couple of weeks ago, I found the job centre. I just done it myself, using my missus does it, but I'm done. I just typed into YouTube, and it came with job centre, phone officer. I rang her and I said, look, I extra left from the car and she literally like, excuse me, I can't give you money for that. Yeah, and I forgot to she asked me to hold, and of course they get me out the people listen. I was like, there's something genuine thing about I heard someone ring and say there's stuff for a bit of cash rather than like if someone rang and said, well, I lost a quarter of the screen, and they get no problem, It's kind of hopeful. But obviously, yeah, I get where I was going with that. But what I meant is I got points by for the job centre for that, and the help with my friends. They said, well, I'm being paid the maximum anyway. I'm being paid the maximum. So yeah, my rent is being paid. Like, I get one lump sum, then I pay for the rent I get. You know what I mean?
Yo, your connection's been a bit funny. I could hear the last thing I heard was job centre, and then I was sort of trying to.
That's okay. Let me move outside for a minute.
All right.
It's But it's good to have you on. If you can hear me, it's really good to have you on. Join the chat.
I can hear you a little bit better now.
Yeah, so and let me ask you this: have you any siblings? Have you any siblings that you fell out with or close with? Or you're living with your sister? You're living with your sister, yeah.
Yeah. I've got 2 blood sisters, and then I've got 2 stepsisters. So I'm well and truly outnumbered.
Yeah. So and you have nieces, or is it just a nephew as well? Or
I've got 3 nephews, but I've got 2 of them are blood, and then the other one is with my stepsister.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you know what? That tells me another thing, that you might have an example even in your subconscious, like as there's a lot of women around. Like, what career have you got? What trade have you got? Am I right? Maybe do they look down at you a little bit? Maybe like. I don't know.
Well, I grew up because I didn't really have much of a my dad wasn't around from when I was like 5 onwards, and so I grew up in a very sort of like feminized environment, and I feel like that made me a very. I feel like if I had a dad around, I would have had a bit more of a. I would have, like, I don't know how to explain it, man. Like, I had to learn how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%. Well, my dad didn't. My ma used to do the dad and the ma. She used to punch the face off me. You know, I had a tough one because of that as well. And
yeah.
you know, the awareness that you have, you're not someone that's walking into the 4th AA and goes, I don't know what's wrong, and I just have a drink or whatever. You're very self-aware. You know what I mean?
I think it's taken 5 years of, like, you know, confronting all that stuff on the inside to become self-aware. For a very, very long time, I didn't know how to. I didn't know what I was feeling, honestly. Like, I could have been angry or sad or lonely or whatever emotion it is. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't even know which one it was. Do you know what I mean? All I would know is that makes me uncomfortable. I'm gonna fucking put something up my nose, or I'm gonna drink or smoke or do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And the thing is, look, I'm the same now in the present day. What I do is all them things you just said, I do, but I just leave the room or I go upstairs to bed or have a shower. Angry. Like I might not go to the relapse, but I still sometimes get confused. You heard me say before, life sometimes is very confusing for me. I don't understand why people take things up front. Don't know why they don't. You know, it can be hard.
Wait, your connection went again, bro. Sorry.
It's okay. I was just
He's frozen.
sorry about that. No, I was just saying that, like in the present day, I get like that. I get confused and I don't know what I'm feeling, but I don't relapse. I leave the
Yeah.
room. I might get angry or have an outburst. So I still have them emotions and feelings. I just deal with it in a different way. It might not be positive, but it's definitely not relapse.
And that's better. That's always
Yeah,
better.
that's exactly it. That's what we're doing better. Just talking. Talking is better. There's too many men saying, stick that up your nose or drink that or sell these
Yeah.
drugs and that will solve your problem. Sorry, the happier I am, even though I'm pissed off I spent too much money on weed, I'm a lot more fucking happier now. I don't have one fucking person ringing me for anything. Nothing.
I mean, you've always seemed, every time I've seen your live streams, you've always seemed so relaxed and so calm. You know, like did it take you a long time to get to that point where you felt like, okay, I feel relaxed and calm on cam and all these different things, and like, yeah.
I think it took me about 6 weeks maybe because for the first week or two, you don't know anybody. You know, actually, you might be in a better position than me because you actually know a lot of people from me and June. But and but I suppose and I mean this. This is where my values come in. I might be able to offer people. I have spoke like this so much since my early adolescence, like in therapy rooms, fucking emergency rooms. I'm just so used to harping on about how I feel, how I do things, and some people say I talk too much. Like it's not all about me, but you know, I'm very vocal on what goes on in my head. You know, because it's the only way I found. Sometimes I used to be the guy that would walk into a room, you know, and I tell people I'm very nervous. By the way, you know, I'm just letting you know. I use over there. I'm just letting you know. I'm very nervous now. You know, and some people say you shouldn't do that because, but I've always felt more. Just get it out of the way. Look, guys, I'm not a fighter, or Howie, I don't know you. Are we sound like I'm pretty unsure of myself.
Nah, I
You know, I am.
I like
But,
that because you know where you stand. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody was that forthcoming and forward with me, like every time I met them, I would feel like, you know what, I like this dude because I know what I'm gonna get. I know exactly what I'm getting with him. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just honesty. You know?
yeah, yes, no, yeah, I understand because, but I've also gravitated to people who are quite like that. You know, she has a friend who's quite nervous and has a few little things. She has Asperger's actually, and sometimes I relate to her little breakdowns and my little He misses says, "Geez, you and her are more in common than me," and like, but it's just because empathy is a big thing. Sometimes I put myself in someone else. It's like I'm in them, and I'm like, how are they feeling now? Are they thirsty or are they uncomfortable? Would they prefer to stay here? Like, I'm very much like I feed off people's emotions, so I think that's why I give so much people of mine because I'm like, then they can judge me, and then I'll know. You know what I mean? So,
Man.
but
I think
it's
it.
sorry to interrupt you. One thing I
Uh-huh.
will say is going live has made me grow because
Yeah.
going live, you press a button, right, and no one's there to go, oh, you just keep talking. So it's self healing in a way. You know what I mean? So I think that shorts are a bit different. Am I going to be funny? What am I going to put in it? Live is just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think over a week or two, you'll just be more comfortable. I walk away from the camera. I used to always be afraid to, or
Mhm.
I do a live one at Eve, a good friend of ours. Eve said to me one day, "Jesus, Colin, you look terrible nervous when you're on the thing with Jude." And I thought about it because I wasn't really, but I thought about it is because sometimes when the joint goes, I'm afraid to make contact, eye contact, because I'm like, 'cause I don't want to break it because like I don't think people will think I'm listening to them. But to be truthful, we can chat and move about and put the dishwasher on, and you know what I mean. So
Mhm.
I learned to be a little bit less worried about staring at the camera, like you know what I mean, because you just can't. It's physically impossible to read every
Yeah.
text and all
Uh-huh.
that. It
Uh-huh.
really is, you know.
I think
So,
my
well,
the
moral of the story is, Fable. I am just like you, no better. I mean it. I've got the fucking mental health.
Mhm.
Mm. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Um.
it's a little bit frozen. I know it's a little bit frozen. I know.
Hmm?
I was just my internet's crap. I'm just apologising about my internet.
That's all right. That's all right. I can't say it could be mine as well. You know what I mean? It could be a mixture. Because I
Yeah.
know every time the bar goes down to mine, it starts going a bit funny. So I'm thinking about trying to move. You know what I mean? Trying to move a bit closer.
Well, but we're in the middle of the sticks. I'm only an hour from you, really, and the thing is, um, the signal shit anywhere. It's 5G, 4G. It's all shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crap.
Especially out here. I mean, I'm in a village as well, so it's probably not like, yeah, it's probably not helping on my end either. Uh,
So, and it's only Tuesday, you know.
pardon?
It's hard for people to get through the week sometimes. You know, it's only Tuesday. You know.
Yeah, I know. I know. On one hand, like the days take so long to end, but then they also go by just like that. You know what I mean? It's like you wake up and it's another week has gone by.
But that's because every day is a battle. That's right. That's because every day you're probably battling a bit more to stay sane and to fill the day. Because I have the kids and I'm a bit more content and all these other things. So that's why the days are going slow, but the weeks are
Yeah.
going because you're too busy concentrating on and that comes with peace of mind. You start thinking about a week away or 2 weeks away, like so. That will come in time, and it doesn't always get perfect, but believe me, it the about.
Mhm.
Does. You know,
I think the cool thing about being on live stream is that you can just sit here like I've got enough people come in now where like I could just be rambling away looking up at the sky and then I'll look down and people will be having a conversation. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like it's so therapeutic to be able to just say what's on your mind and not have to worry and then look down and be like, oh, okay, cool. Like people are like, sort of people are sort of paying attention but they're also kind of engrossed in their own thing. It's like a really cool
it is
like
safe
you
space.
know
It's like a safe space to talk. I think you know,
hmm
normalizing talking, normalizing just rambling on. I have to say, I don't know if you've got like this recently. I think you have. I've had big problems staring at YouTube and flicking through TikTok all that for hours and hours, and I just get bored of it, and then I get frustrated, and like sometimes it's nice to have a little chin wag, you
hmm
know.
Yeah, I agree. It does. It helps. It really does help. You know, and I think we're social creatures at the end of the day. You know what I mean? We need to be able to talk and see other faces and you know what I mean and just do what we're doing right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's therapeutic. It relaxes us.
Exactly, and it's to be honest, it's a little bit of human. Remember, You know, much porn all day you want or watch YouTube, TikTok. It's different when a real person who will do anything to go online and just get a little reply back. This is why this is actually therapy. It sounds cheesy, but it is. It's contact, it's connection. It sounds weird, but it is. You know what I mean? I could have walked by you 20 times and you never know.
Yeah, that's
You know?
true. Yeah, it's funny that, like, you know, I do sometimes wonder, like, how many cool people I've just walked by that, you know, we could have become great friends in life if the circumstances were just a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they dropped something on the floor or something, and I went, oh, sorry, here you go, buddy. Like, I got that for you. And then maybe I saw his T-shirt and saw a band I liked or something, you know? Like, you know, it's like life is really weird like that. You know what I mean? It's like your best friend could walk past you on the street and you wouldn't even know, you know?
Oh, yeah,
It's
no,
crazy.
100%. Yeah, yeah. And no, I think that's the beauty in it is that, like, when you take people at face value, and all the genuine people I'm talking about, like, um, friendships might happen. You know, you meet up for coffees. Like, I go shopping in Stevenage, you know, and we can link up one day there, you know, and things. I'm going to your birthday, like, not taking that back. I'm going, like, I'm going,
Yeah.
and fucking, you know, there's other things. I can go back to Ireland. I'm thinking about flying back to Ireland in July to go to the sleep in a tent march just for one night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Some people you fucking died for it. What, I can't sleep in a tent. It's not fair. You know what I mean?
hmm What
All
what
these things.
what did you say after the March bit?
Um, that there's a sleepover. There's a sleepover outside an apartment building in Dublin, and I want to do it. It's going to be loads of people. Probably a friendly vibe, like, you know what I mean? Meet up with people that aren't doing drinking drugs. That's what I'm saying. It's changed now.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, drinking drugs used to be how we fucking we found over here in the sun. Fucking hell! Whoa, one sec. My phone is over here. Just got a warning. It happened the last time.
Uh huh. Have you noticed there's some kind of like cultural shift going on where it seems to me like a lot of younger people aren't as interested in alcohol and drugs as we were, as our generation, as millennials. I feel like, you know, it was the done thing to go out on the weekend and get fucked up, whereas nowadays these young kids, they don't feel the need to go out and fucking put shit up their nose anymore because they're sort of their lives. It's all like what's trendy and what's the in thing now is different. I guess I don't know how to
TikTok,
explain.
you know, the TikTok lifestyle. Yeah, I know. It's just as bad. It's just as bad, but
Oh, where's he gone? Hmm. Oh, just enjoying the live, lad. Hmm. Should I do?